is a bitter pill that Jamaica has to swallow.
Independence, you don't have that yet. We're under the British system. I think that's a problem.
To our brothers and sisters in Jamaica, that life is more important than party. And Jamaica is more important than party politics. In America, partisan politics is literally destroying the country. So even though we disagree, that disagreement should never allow us to take the life of another human being simply because they are a member of a different party.
On an official visit to the Gleaner, Minister Farrakhan, who was a key player in the organisation of America's Million Man March in October of 1995, said Jamaican politics should be about more than just political tribalism and thuggery.
So now if I got a yellow shirt or a green shirt, does that mean that it has deprived me of my humanity? So we've got to outgrow these immature expressions of our differences. Jamaican politics must never degenerate into thuggishness. Politics is a means to an end, and the end should always be for the good of the island of Jamaica and all its people.
But in a bleak warning to Jamaica, Minister Farrakhan warned of a revolution by the people unless government acted quickly to rectify Jamaica's debt problem.
There's a bitter pill that Jamaica has to swallow because of the debt of $216 billion and the slowdown in the economy. So let us hope and let us pray that we will be able to ease the pain through good politics, but at the same time, if we don't move quickly, the masses will rise in Jamaica just like they're doing all over the world. And what I would hate to see is that a well-armed army and police force will shoot down those in the street who want to see genuine change that benefits Jamaica.
Flag, it's beautiful. You got one of the most beautiful anthems in the world. And you got a seat in the United Nations. Big up for you. But independence, you don't have that yet. Independence, you don't have that yet. Brothers and sisters, how could we be independent and then allowing ourselves to continue to function under the institutions of our former colonial and slave masters? My teacher taught me that if a man won't treat you right, what will make you think he will teach you right? So you mean you gonna put your children under a system made by your enemies and theirs? If you want to be free, the first thing you have to think about is what kind of education should we possess that will allow us to continue what Norman Manley and Bustamante and Michael Manley, the journey that they put us on? It ain't over yet. So you don't have nothing to celebrate if you're not marching toward the goal of true liberation, true independence. Now, what kind of education are you receiving? Well, we are under the British system. I think that's a problem. How do I know that? Because you have not proved in the 50 years of your independence that you are not still bound to your former colonial and slave masters. When Sister Portia came into her second time of office, I was somewhere in the United States and I read, she said, we need to move toward being a republic. I don't know, did you hear that?
Yes, sir.
She said we need to say goodbye to the Queen. Not disrespectful. We need to say to the Governor General, you're a good man. No. But no longer should you be the Queen's representative as the head of state. Don't you think we can handle our affairs? That's what independence means. Some of you mothers and fathers, you rear your children, they leave your house. If they back the next week, Mama, can I borrow some sugar and tea? She said, well, what you left for? If you can't go out and make it on your own, then you should have stayed in the room that I gave you. So now you coming back? That's how white people look at you. I give you independence, you don't want to take it. Your educators should be developing an educational system that frees your mind from white supremacy influence.
My mother told me, because I really never met the man, was a Jamaican, very handsome. He was a handsome Jamaican. And he had light skin and what they call good hair. Lord help us. Hair has now a moral quality attached to it. But she told me that my grandfather, his father, was Portuguese. So I said, Portuguese? Then as I matured, I saw that in the Inquisitions in Spain and Portugal, many members of the Jewish people who had mastered in Europe the sugarcane industry in Spain
They had become great, we call it entrepreneurs, financiers. But in order for them to continue to live, they either had to say, I'm a Christian to survive, or flee. And many fled Spain and Portugal and came to what is called the West Indies and South America, namely Brazil. Now, if you study the slave trade, I don't want to labor on that so much, but in the Babylonian Talmud, did you know it was a rabbi that said that black people are cursed, black, doomed to be hewers of wood and drawers of water, because we are the children of Ham, that son of Noah that disrespected him? When you look at how black people are treated, no matter where we go in the world, that poison that we are somehow an inferior people, doomed to be hewers of wood and drawers of water of Caucasian people. And they teach this to their children. So when you meet them, you meet somebody who approaches you with a superior attitude.
Teach, brother.
And unfortunately, we have responded by bowing and acting in a servitude-like manner. But you know, as I studied the migration of the Portuguese, the Spanish, the Dutch, the French to the Caribbean, it was slavery that enriched Europe. And no matter what branch of Europe colonized or enslaved us, the British took away our African names and gave us English names, right? And most of us carry those names today. True?
Yes, sir.
None of us spoke or speak today the language of our country and culture. We speak English because the English captured us and gave us not only their language, but their religion.
Yes, sir.
And they bred into us the hatred that they have for other members of the family of Europe that they were always fighting against. So the British and the French never got along too well. The British and the Spaniards never got along too well. And so here we are, we the British representatives. Is a Christian because the French made him that. You see?
Yes, sir.
So now the Spanish, oh, let's go to Puerto Rico or to Cuba.
Yes, yes.
When Spain conquered, they did the same thing to the African. Take away your name, take away your language, take away your culture, give you their language, give you their religion, and impose upon you their mind.
Yes, sir.
So here we are in the Caribbean. We are so divided, not just between British or English-speaking West Indians, French-speaking, Dutch-speaking, Spanish-speaking, French-speaking. No, no, no. We are worse than that. When I was a little boy, I heard a calypso song that was written by a Trinidadian, a calypsonian, long time ago. Small island, go back where you come from. Small island, go back where you come from. You come by the 1 and the 2 and the 3. Now I find you up inside me breadfruit tree. Small island, go back where you come from. Now look, he was talking about the Bajan, you know. What am I saying, my dear family? We were not only divided by the languages and cultures of Europe, we began to be divided even by our islands. So Jamaica and Barbados and Trinidad and St. Lucia and Anguilla, all of the islands, they had some beef against somebody from another island. And in America, when West Indian people started coming, they couldn't hang out with their own islanders. They had to go to a church, and for the first time, people from all the islands learned each other, learned to live together, learned to work together, learned to plan together for the advancement of those from the West Indies. And it was in that environment that the languages of the Caribbean, the dialects of the Caribbean nurtured my life. So now when you look at the introduction of slavery in the West Indies, you find that the Europeans and also members of the Jewish people bought up all the land. So the land where we worked in the cane fields was owned by somebody else. So we were always the plantation workers, but rich white people were the plantation owners. And so they made the wealth from us, but we just barely survived. So now, the Caribbean gave to the world sugar, bananas, pineapple, rice, and coffee. And in Brazil, there was sugar, tobacco, cocoa, and cotton. And the whites were the masters of the production and marketing of all those things. And of course, the British, the French, the Dutch, the Portuguese, the Spanish, all controlled these territories at various times. But no matter which European nation controlled the land and the sea, it mainly was the Jewish merchants who controlled the profitable trade in the produce of the Caribbean and America. And so here we are.
Welcome back to my YouTube channel once more. Team Testigation is my name. Kindly, if you are watching this video for the first time, make sure you subscribe, like, share, and comment. So guys, in today's video is about Louis Farrakhan. Louis Farrakhan is the US minister, and we all know that Louis Farrakhan is the fearless activist, and he has been defending we as Africa for so long time. He has defending the black color. He is the one that all people love, and he has the heart of Africa, and he has really defending the people of Africa. But this time round, he has come out and he has advising the Jamaica, because this year Jamaica is going to have an election and campaign has now started, and he has come out and he had advised the Jamaica about the 2025 election, which are going to take over. And he has said, he has highlighted some of the important things which must be now followed, because we Africa, because now our movement now is liberation, and this liberation has been started by Ibrahim Traore, and all people and all electorates are now looking Ibrahim Traore, and all people are now looking for good leader. They are looking for good governance. They are looking for people who have the heart of his people, but not the heart of colonizers. They are looking for leaders who can come out and sending a warning to this West giant like France as Germany. They has want those leaders, the likes of Ibrahim Traore. We had those leaders likes of Julius Malema. We want the leaders likes of all Pan-Africanism. So he has come out and he has advises the people of Jamaica that you guys, you are going to have an election, and I pray that guys have a peaceful election with no any insecurity, and don't allow any intruder to come to your country to control you guys. Use just your knowledge that you have, because now you are the grown up and you have a lot of energy and you have a lot of wise. You are wise and you can choose what is bad and what is good for we as for good for Africa. So he has come out and he has sent a warning to this US to stop interfering in those elections, because he knows that people, they normally send what we call spies or what we call agents. So those agents are the one that are giving the wrong information to we as Africa and blackmail us so that they can steal the election. So he has told the people of Jamaica that guys, don't elect people because of party, because we know that in African culture and also these black people, we normally vote because of party. A lot of parties now being registered for voting, because let's not vote because of party. Let's vote a president that can speak, that cannot be entertain the people of world. We want a leader who can send a warning to these giants, because when these people, when we elect a leader who can be used as a puppet, we want a person like Ibrahim Traore who can come out and scrap away imperialism. We want a leader who can have the heart of people but not praising these West countries. They want a leader that who can listen to his people, who can help these people. We don't want a puppet leader. We want a leader who can fight for the rights of his people. We don't want a leader who can going out and begging for the development from China or outside the Europe. We want a leader who can develop here. We want a leader who can use our own natural resources to develop here the countries of here. We want a leader who can even scrap away this imperialism. So he was advising the people of Jamaica that those are the leaders that now we want. We don't want a puppet leader. We want a leader who can work for the people of Jamaica. We want a leader, because now the only person who now speaking in Jamaica is only the Barbados PM. PM Motley is the only person who is now speaking in those Caribbean countries, but other leaders have just kept quiet. So those leaders, we want to scrap them. We want a revolutionary leader. We want a brave leader. We want a leader who can speak loud and being heard across all of the world. Now when you come to Africa, all people are talking about Ibrahim Traore. Because of what? Because of what he's speaking. He's speaking for his people. He don't entertain any people. He's speaking for his people and defending his people. So Ibrahim Traore is the one that we all love, and we want such kind of leadership to happen even in what election to be had. So elections is going to be held very soon, and guys, let's elect the leader that we love. We don't want to elect a puppet leader. We want a leader who can develop the interest of Jamaica. So he was speaking to those people and he was advising him so that to follow what he's doing, because we know that Ibrahim Traore has been very instrumental to most of the countries, and people, a lot of youths are wants to just listen to what Ibrahim Traore is fighting for imperialism. So kindly guys, if you are watching this video for the first time, let's make this video viral. Subscribe, like, share and comment. I will come back with more updates about 2025 election, which are going to take place in Jamaica. Bye for now.